A tutorial by Learn Fast Studios.
Welcome back. In this session, let us try to learn how to handle the multiple conditions or chained conditions using the Python. Let us take one case scenario. Suppose if we want to read the student marks and to print the corresponding grade for the student marks, in that case, we have to handle the multiple conditions. Let us take the scenario. The student can be have the multiple possible grades, such as greater than or equal to can be a distinction, 60 to 69 percentage can be a first class, 50 to 59 percentage is a second class, 40 to 49 percentage is a third class, and less than 40 is a fail case. So in this particular scenario, we are having 5 different possibilities. Unlike our previous examples that we already discussed, like if statement and if else statement, in the if statement we can only verify one particular condition, or in the if else statements we can verify a mutual exclusive condition. That means the two possibilities, but whereas in this case is completely different scenario. In this case, verifying one case cannot be sufficient to decide the grade of a particular student. Suppose if we verify for the greater than 70 case, then we may miss the rest of the grade cases. So in this particular scenario, Python is facilitated with an Elif ladder for chaining the conditions. Now let us see the syntax for the Elif ladder. So this is the syntax. First of all, we need to write down the if condition colon and then suit related to the condition 1 statements. So likewise we will be giving that, and if this condition is failed, then directly it will enter into this Elif block. In this Elif block, again it will verify further another condition. If this condition is satisfied, then it executes the corresponding block. Likewise it will follow. You can add any number of conditions simply by writing down the Elif and then condition. And here typical mentioning is that you should follow the indentation properly, since the Python language that does not use the brackets for grouping the statements. We need to follow only the indentation. Here the indentation is an variable indentation. Whatever the indentation that we follow for the previous statement, we need to follow the similar kind of the indentation for the rest of the portion in the same suit. So that is the case scenario, and here the else block will get executed if all the above conditions are failed, and this one is an optional. The only compulsory statement that has to be written in this chaining of the conditions, in this chained conditions, only the first if condition. The rest of all the blocks we can only include if according to our need and necessity. Suppose if we need to handle only 3 conditions, in that case we will write one single if and then two Elif statements. Suppose if we want to if we want to verify the 7 conditions, in that case you need to write one if statements, and then you can have 6 Elif statements or 5 Elif statements followed by one else statement. But you should make sure that this else statement has to be executed if all the above conditions fail. Now let's get started and try to code our case scenario, that is to read a student percentage and then print the corresponding grade for this student percentage according to the given case scenario. Let us open this IDLG and create a new file. Here let us read the percentage of the students. Since we have already completed many of these Python tutorial videos. In our earlier videos, we already discussed extensively about this input method and then type conversion. If at all, if you are having any doubts, you can see our previous videos to have a basic reading. Now let's get started. Take one of the variable percentage and then let us read the percentage value into this particular variable input of, and we need to give the prompt here, enter the percentage, and whatever the value that you enter from the keyboard, that value will be read in the format of the string, but percentage is a number, hence we need to convert the string to the number. In order to convert a string to the number or any object to the number, we need to use the type converters. And since it is a number, you can have in three alternatives. One can be an integer, other can be a float, and another can be a complex number. But since the percentage probably we will be having in the integer values, hence I am converting the string to integer. So now let us use this int method to convert the entire string object to the integer and store it. Now let us save this. I always prefer you to use the incremental compilation. Let us give a name student grade, save it in a location. You can observe that this is a Python code.py. You can run this code, simply click on the run and then run module, otherwise directly use a function f5. Now let me use this function f5 and check whether we are able to read the value and then store the value into the student, percentage or not. Let us read the value 78. Now check the percentage is stored within 75 or accessible by the percentage or not. Yes, of course. So what will happen inside the memory in a heap space, it will allocate the memory and then stores the value of 78, and then that reference will be attached to the percentage. From this time onwards, whenever we name with a key with the identifier percentage, that means we are referring to the location where the 78 got stored. So that is a scenario. Now go to the next thing. Let's continue with the code. So this is our grade, student grade. Now we have successfully read the value into the percentage. Now what is the condition that need to be verified first? You suppose if we are having condition related to the ranges, in that case obviously you need to follow one order. Either it can be an ascending order chaining or it can be a descending order chaining. Ascending order chain. Why? Because every time without writing down the multiple conditions, you need to order them all the conditions in a logical sequence. So now let's get started and check how to change the code in descending order. So the first condition that we will verify whether the student grade is equal to or greater than 70 and print the grade as a distinction. So in order to do that, if here parentheses are the optional in the Python. If percentage is greater than or, or equal to or greater than percentage is equal to or greater than 70. In that case, you can observe that we are following the indentation. You click here, automatically it is getting to the my tab line. The cursor is going to the tab line, and here you need to write down print of uh, mm, distinction grade. Yeah. So once this verification of the first condition fails, then it will go to the next statement after the print. It will skip the execution of this particular suit and it will go to the next statement. Hence, you need to use Elif statement here according to our syntax, and here we need not to, again, since we are following the descending order chaining, previously we have verified a condition which is greater than or equal to 70. Suppose if this condition fails, means obviously the percentage is not greater than or either equal to 70, hence it will obviously less than 70. Hence again we need not to verify the condition whether the percentage is less than 70 or not. So that is the advantage that we are going to get here in the descending chaining. Now let us check for the next kind of the condition. Next grade equal to or greater than 60. In this case we need to print as in first class. If you observe here, whatever the statements that are visible in the green color are tend to be strings. You can mention a string. See here, you can observe I have used two of the ways to mention a given text as a string. So first case I can make use of the double quotes, and in the second case I can make use of the single quotes. Either way, it is denoted to be as a string or a text, and whatever the thing that you embed in between the single quotes or the double quotes are considered to be string, and they will be printed as it is. Now that's all, and let's follow to the next condition. Alif percentage is equal to or greater than 50. In this particular case, again, now you need to write down second class, and then we have one more condition. Elif percentage is greater than or equal to 40, print third class, and then if all the above condition fails, that means the percentage is less than 40 itself. So hence I need not to verify the condition whether the percentage is less than 40 or not here. Directly I can make use of the else. You can also replace this else with an elif and then write one more condition to check whether the percentage is less than 40, but that does not make sense, isn't it? Hence we will simply write on this else statement, and here we will write the print fail. Yeah, that's it guys. We have completed writing down the code to read the percentage value and then print the corresponding grade for this particular students. Let us save this and run this code. Now I'm getting some syntax error. Let us check. Yeah, saying that you need to write down the greater than or equal to. So let us check. Run again. Yeah, again I'll be getting the similar kind of the syntax error here. Yeah, greater than or equal to. Here also greater than or equal to. That's it. Let us save this code and let us run this. Now let us give some number which is related to the distinction grade. That should be greater than or equal to 70. Now let us say 78, and the student got the distinction grade. Now let us run once again. Run this and let us give the case for 35. It is an fail case, hence we got that output as an fail case. So likewise, we have successfully implemented the case scenario to handle the multiple conditions in the Python. So this case I can make use to write several case scenarios, and I would like to give you a small assignment for you. Yeah, so now it is your turn to check whether the given read a number using the Python program and check whether the number is a positive number or a negative number or 0. I hope you understand the case scenario. We need to print the given number as a positive if the number is greater than or equal to 0, and then if the number is less than 0, then we need to print the negative, and then if the number equal to 0, then we need to display as the given number is an 0. Here it is not the case with the two conditions. Here you need to handle the multiple conditions. Hence we cannot use either a simple if statement or an if else statement perfectly matched to this particular scenario. Hence we can make use of the Elif ladder or chained Elif. I hope you understand the concept clearly in my previous example, and I wish you write down the code for this particular program and post it in the comment box. That's it guys for this session. Happy learning. Have a good day.